Does anyone have a question?
I have a question, Stuart.
Yes.
In the student-teacher relationship, I know I can ask for help with my spiritual needs or even my non-physical pain, psychic or emotional needs. Is the student-teacher relationship, can I ask for help with my physical pain from my teacher?
It'll certainly guide you to what will help and will get rid of it. I'm not sure it's going to directly get rid of the pain. But you'll be guided through this meditation to find a doctor, to find somebody that knows what they're doing and can help you get rid of it and overcome it. I mean, what I do is not a cure-all for everything. If it was, I wouldn't have been in a hospital 3 years ago, having an operation. But it does guide you to exactly what you need. I remember, in that, when I wrote that book, Leah, years ago, and people, oh, don't do Western medicine, don't do this, don't do. And I just said to them, whatever God sends, Eastern, Western, Northern, Southern, Midwestern, it didn't matter to me because the universe will send what is necessary to heal a situation. And I think this meditation attracts that. It might be an operation, I don't know, but whatever it is, this meditation will bring you to it where you have to face that fact that this is what you need to do in order to heal yourself. And not look at it with any prejudgment and look at it with anything in your head that says what's right or wrong. Will this work? Will this help me? It will attract what you need to help you physically, emotionally, mentally, romantically, economically. It will attract what you need in your life. It will also attract situations that are difficult, mostly because there are difficult things in all of us that we need to get through. And those kind of situations just remind us of it, that we need to go deeper, we need to get more refined, stronger inside ourselves. So we attract situations that, ordinarily could be just an absolute pain in the ass. But if we look at them in a real way, we recognize, no, I need to grow. I am attracting this. What in me is attracting this kind of situation? And then you can work through it. You can get past yourself and also stop attracting that kind of situation. So, it's not going to, it might, if you were here and I could work on you 3 times a week, it might, but you're not here, you're in Eugene, and what am I going to do? You understand? It's very hard to do this soon, So what I'm saying is, the best I can do is help attract to you what will work. That's the best I can do in this situation. I've healed many, many people of all kinds of things, cancer, this, that, AIDS, but they were there. They would come 2, 3 times a week to where I was living in my loft on 4th Avenue, and I would work with them. But I can't, look, I can't uproot people until you come move from Eugene. I mean, New York is a kind of a crazy place to live today. Very expensive place. Even Connecticut is very expensive, So we got to do the best we can. And I think this energy is strong enough that it will attract to you a situation that will help you get over it.
I have a big medical appointment with the surgeon in 2 weeks, and I'd like to be able to contact you personally and talk to you about it after I get his opinion. Would that be okay?
Well, more importantly, when you meet this person, do you trust him or her?
What?
More importantly, when you meet this person in 2 weeks, do you trust them? What kind of energy do they give off? How do you feel about them? That's more important than me saying, look, I'm not in a position to say, do it or don't do it.
Mhm.
I won't take that responsibility,
Okay.
but you have to go in and your inner sense has to allow you to tune into them and see if these are the people, I remember with that young girl in my book, Leah, first the doctors told us that she had 3 weeks to live. Literally told us this, and I think 3-4 months later, doctor comes up, surgeon said, well, we think based on what's going on inside her, we can now operate her and take the tumor out. But initially, she had 3 weeks to live. And I listened to him. And then after the operation, he came dancing out of the surgery room. The guy was dancing, literally. We got the whole thing. It's a miracle. We have never seen anything like this. That's what he said. The tumor had formed a sac around itself. It was drying up inside her. So we never saw anything like it. But this took like 6 months of, I would say, some of the hardest work I ever did in my life. I was flying from Denton or Dallas, to Houston every day. And I would go and work with this child at the hospital and then fly back to Dallas in order to run the ashram, my business, and everything else I was doing, But every day. But it was 6 months that went into what happened. And it was, I'd say, the hardest work I ever did. But I wouldn't say the hard, but it was up there.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. And this keeps happening. My computer goes off, and I get little boxes of each and every one of you, and then it all takes a second. And this didn't happen with my old computer. Now I got a new one, and it's supposedly a better one. I don't know. Might be something with Zoom. Does anyone else have a question?
Stuart, I have a question, Bob Sink.
Yes, Bob.
So this has happened many times. I have a friend who I see making the same mistake over and over again. And I know enough to keep my mouth shut, but how best can I be of support?
Well, here is learning the art of unconditional love, Bob. Like him, love him anyway. If his friendship means something to you, then you have to get big enough inside yourself to not, this is who he is. And until the time comes that he is ready to change, this is who you have to deal with. And you have to learn to love him, like him. If the friendship is that meaningful to you, then you have to get big enough to be able to find a place in your heart for this person, exactly as he is. And then maybe that might inspire him to do something about himself, what you just brought up, oops, here we go again. What you just brought up is, basically what It goes on in the lives of most people. It goes on in the lives of our parents, our children, our friends, or schoolmates, or this or that. It goes on with the students that I have. And my answer to that is you have to learn, get big enough inside to not judge people, to just love them unconditionally. Because they will change when they're ready to change. We can't change them. And maybe the quickest path to helping them change is loving them unconditionally. Especially if the friendship, the relationship means enough to you. If it doesn't mean enough to you and you don't want to be bothered, then walk away from it, It's all right also. And sometimes those people make us grow more than other people, because we have to really get big inside in order to do what I'm saying. It's much easier to judge people, and it's much easier to look at them, and I don't like this, and they're doing that, than to just, okay, let it be. Let them be. Let them work out their life. They'll get off the merry-go-round eventually. But it takes time. And in the process, a human being really grows inside themselves if they learn how to do what I'm saying. It's a very fast path to God. And I think that's why other human beings are in our lives, because we're never going to meet another human being who's perfect, who's going to fit into our conceptualized box the way we want them to. There's always going to be something that bothers us a little bit, And that's why relationships with other people are very, very important. They demand that we grow. So just love them.
Thank you, Stuart.
Look, to be honest, Bob, I remember the day you walked into my life. I said, holy shit. I mean, I remember and I see you today, and it's like a miracle of God, what has taken place in your life. I mean, Rudy told me I'll never take another student like you. Once told me that. Not once, maybe 5 times he told me that. I'll never take another student. It's too much. You're too crazy, Well, I just very graciously said, thank you, Rudy, for allowing me to make the cut. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions, just to further announce it, maybe I'm announcing it too much, but I will do it. On Saturday, Bob is going to post another one of my blogs or posts on my website. And it's very interesting. It takes the tantric thing and it takes it another step. And also there's some wonderful artwork, that's being posted with it, Tibetan artwork. Things that I saw in an exhibition of tantric art at the Metropolitan Museum, the paintings. So I would suggest going there. It'd be very interesting. And right now I have 6 or 7 of these things I've already written that are ready to be posted, but we're going to do one a week. So I think to me, it's great. I love doing this. I love sharing this with people. The website is a good way to do it. Doesn't get a massive audience, but then again, nothing I've ever done in my life it's got a massive audience. I should be used to it by now. But it, people that read it can learn something, you know. So I hope you all go there, read it. If you have friends that are interested in this, they can go there, read it. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart, may I add on a bit to what you just said?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've spent the last 2 months totally redoing Stuart's website from the bottom up. And it really is amazing. There's a lot of wonderful articles. I've reorganized all there's a whole new section called short talks that are talks that have been recorded over the last couple of decades that are like 2 to 6 minutes long. And there's like 160 plus of these short talks. So quick hits, and you can search for topics. The website, really, it's worth going for a visit, in addition to the blog post.
Yeah, it's beautiful what he's done. I'm very thrilled with what he did, what Bob did on the website. It really is wonderful. So anyway, hopefully I'll see you all on Sunday. God bless you all. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being in my life. God bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.